Mrs. Festa's Math Lesson Summaries for Lesson 2.3, Equivalent Ratios. You will need to find this page, Equivalent Ratios. The top half of the page is simply giving you information about equivalent ratios, different ways to write them, how to convert them, term A and term B, how to write them as a number sentence, how to show that they have the same value. It is a good reference tool for you. The bottom half of the page is where we are focusing on. Find the box with ratio tables. A table of equivalent ratios. The values in a ratio table relate through addition and multiplication. Notice that we have addition going down the column, and we have multiplication going across the rows. We could also be using division there or subtraction depending on the relationship. We usually refer to it though as an addition and multiplication relationship. So if we look at the rule here, we can see that going down the cup of flowers, we're adding 2 each time. Or if we look at the relationship across, we're either multiplying by 1/2 or multiplying by 2, depending on the direction we're going. So if we go down to where cups of water is 4, and we want to find the missing value for flour, that means we're moving to the left and we're multiplying by 2. So 4 times 2 is 8. Same thing when we're going down to flour and we're missing the value for water. The relationship from flour to water is times 1/2. So 10 times 1/2 gives you the value of 5 that is missing. Tables can be written in this direction, or they can be written going across. The table on the bottom is the exact same table, just written going across with the relationships. So we're looking at, with these kind of tables, it's easier to start with the value of 1. So we know that the 4 cups of flour is equal to 2 cups of water. So if we're trying to find that missing value of flour for 1 cup of water, we need to divide by 2. 4 divided by 2 gives us that 2 cups. We can now use this unit rate value to find all of the other missing values. Moving across the table, we have 6 cups of flour missing the water. Well, the relationship from 2 to 6 is times 3. So 1 times 3 gives us the missing value of 3. If we look at the 4 cups of water, we're missing the flour. Well, the relationship from 1 to 4 is times 4, so we do the same thing on the top. 2 times 4 gives us the 8. You need to keep the relationships equal, doing the same thing to both parts of the ratio. Now we're missing the water again, so we look from 2 to 10. The relationship there is times 5, so 1 times 5 gives us the missing value of times 5. Next is a double number line. This is just another version of a table, except you're using 2 number lines stacked on top of each other to show the relationship between the 2 items. Again, to find the missing values, you simply look for the multiplicative or additive relationship between the numbers. We know going from 2 to 1 cup of water, we divide by 2. So again, we're going to do 4 divided by 2, and that gives us that missing value of 2. Then we can use that unit rate to find all the other missing values. We know going from 2 to 6 is times 3, so 1 times 3 gives us that missing 3. We know that 1 times 4 gives us the 4 cups of water, so 2 times 4 gives us that missing value of 8. Next, we have our tape diagram. The tape diagram simply shows in boxes the equivalent relationship. If you want 8 cups of flour, that means that there are 4 in each one of those tape diagram boxes, which means the 4 is also equivalent on the bottom for the water. Next, we have the equations. The amount of the flour is always 2 times the amount of water. So this shows you the equation using variables with F as flour and W as water. If we continue with that relationship going down, our missing value is 8 equals 2 times 4, because 2 times 4 cups of water would give me the 8 cups of flour. It also works when the water is always 1/2 times the amount of flour. That's the other relationship we were using. This time they write the equation as W equals 1/2 times F for the water and the flour relationship, because you're taking 1/2 times flour. Our missing equation then is 4 equals 1/2 times 8. The other section is our graphs. We haven't gotten into a lot of graphing yet. Just remember that the X goes across and the Y is your value that is up and down. So when we look at these ordered pairs that are listed, the X is the first value, the Y is the second. So they are listing our water as our Y and our flour as our X. So if we go over to 1 cup of flour, that is 1/2 a cup of water. That is where that dot is showing. Go over to 2 cups of flour, that is 1 cup of water. Again, that is where the dots are showing. First you go over, then you go up. Our missing number then is 8, 4. That means you go over to the 8 and up to the 4 to plot your point.